The question tells us that the sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic sequence is given by the following formula, where p and q are positive constants. It also tells us that the sum of the first 4 terms is 40, and the sum of the first 5 terms is 65. And it asks us to find the values of p and q, and then using that to find the value of the 5th term. Imagine we have a sequence of 5 terms. As this is an arithmetic sequence, each term can be replaced by the term that comes before it, plus the difference d. However, this idea can be expanded further, so that each term eventually can be written as the first term plus a certain number of differences d. Now, in order to then sum these up, you can see that taking the first 2 terms, that this is equal to 2 times u1 plus d. Expanding this then to 3 terms would be 3 times u1 plus an extra 2d, giving 3u1 plus 3d. Now this idea continues on, where the sum of n terms will be equal to n times u1 plus a certain number of d's. The number of d's is relatively straightforward to calculate using a handy formula which simply adds up 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, etc. And this is that formula. We can then create a general formula for the sum of n terms in an arithmetic sequence by saying that the sum of n terms is equal to n times u1 plus that formula for the calculation of d times d. However, this formula normally gets written as something slightly more pleasing. And this is the formula for the sum of n terms in an arithmetic sequence. Going back to the first part of the question, find the value of p and the value of q. We can use the general form of the sum of n terms in an arithmetic sequence that we just calculated. We're given the information that the sum of the first 4 terms is equal to 40, and the sum of the first 5 terms is equal to 65. So filling in 40 for S4 and 4 for n, we can eventually see that 20 is equal to 2u1 plus 3d. We can do the same for the S5 term, filling in 65 for S5 and 5 for n. We can see that 26 is equal to 2u1 plus 4d. The difference between these two equations you might be able to see is simply 1d, and that difference is equal to 6. Using this difference of 6, we can fill it into either one of the formulas and calculate out u1, eventually determining that u1 is equal to 1. We can then set this general form of the equation equal to the equation that was given to us, p n squared minus qn. We can fill in the values for u1 and for d that we have just calculated, and you can eventually see that 3n squared minus 2n is equal to pn squared minus qn. So very quickly you can see that p is equal to 3 and q is equal to 2. However, if you are comfortable with this method, there is a slightly faster way. Given the formula that was given to us, that Sn is equal to Pn squared minus Qn, we can immediately fill in the other information that was given to us, that the sum of the first 5 terms is equal to 65, so you're setting 5 for n and 65 for S of n. We can do the same for the first 4 terms, setting n is equal to 4 and S of 4 is equal to 40. And you can see that we come up with 2 equations of p and q. This can be solved by simultaneous equations, setting q equals to 4p minus 10 and substituting it into the other equation. We can very quickly figure out that we can get a value of 3 for p, and using that value of 3, we can eventually find out a value of 2 for q. You can see that this method is slightly faster. However, either method is fine and will achieve full marks. For part B, in order to find the value of the 5th term, we can think back to the explainer part of this video, where we saw that each term can be written as the first term plus n minus 1 times d. So for the 5th term, this would be the first term plus 4 times d. And filling in the values that we previously calculated, we can very quickly see that the 5th term is equal to 25. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this tutorial made things clearer and helped you tackle this question. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay updated when more questions are answered. If you have any questions or need any more help, please drop a comment below and I will get back to you. Until next time, keep practicing and good luck.